The content on this channel has been created for adults. If you're not at least 13 years of age or older, then please do not watch this content. Sorry, dude. Come back when you're 13.
Yeah, baby girl. You know what I want to do. Come on. Yeah, baby girl.
What's up, family? Welcome to episode 2 of the Queen Show. That's right, guys, episode 2. This one is Dragon Attack. This is episode 2. We've done like 3 different versions of Dragon Attack. So there is quite a few comments, but what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go through each of the 3 different versions and pick out a few comments to go through and yeah, you know, make it fun and exciting and just find some interesting comments to do the show on today. So by the way, guys, this is a podcast. It will be available in podcast form very soon. You'll be able to listen to it in your car, where you're going and stuff like that. But you could probably already do that anyways on YouTube if you know, you just you know, play it cool and don't have your phone in front of the screen there. You know, it's probably not the smartest thing right in front of your freaking eyes there where the police could see it. But anyways, yeah, I judge no one. You do what you feel you got to do in life. But anyways, yeah, just be safe out there, most importantly, guys, because there's a crazy world going on, lots of crazy things, as you guys know. Today, obviously, look at me right now. At the moment, the world is not spinning around, which is a freaking awesome feeling. I feel right now like, you know, pretty decent, you know. I'm not going to push it and do anything crazy right now. So, but at the moment like this, yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm feeling great. So thank you guys and welcome back to another episode. Now I have one quick announcement to make before we dive into this freaking awesome episode of the Queen Show, and that is we're about to ramp things up like crazy, which we're already doing. But here's the thing. So I have 5 reaction channels. I have 20 YouTube channels or so, something like that. But I have 5 reaction channels. So over these reaction channels, now here's the thing. I love all music, but in particular, I am really enjoying going through the rock freaking rabbit hole, as you guys love that rabbit hole word. You guys like using it, so I'm gonna use it too. But there's so many juicy things I want to do. There is, like, you know, Pink Floyd and Metallica and Bon Jovi. There's so many. Guns N' Roses. The list is so long, right? It's super long. So obviously having 5 channels will help do that, because if in case you missed me say this before I have had on my Faith Chase channel, for example, I was putting out 5 videos on the one channel at the same time and kind of spacing them out over the course of every 2 hours, dropping another video, that kind of thing. And what I find is, I think those, when I do that, that there's certain actual songs that when I do that, that gets, you know, they don't get the love they deserve, you know, because they don't have their moment in the limelight, because I'm cutting them off of their feet by putting someone else in to premiere right after them 2 hours later. So by having 5 different channels, I have 5 different opportunities to give someone the limelight to shine for a period of time that may range from 24 hours to 72 hours or something, like, depending on the channel, because not every channel will be a daily channel, like, you know what I mean? Like some channels, you know, like I may only do every 2 days uploads or something, you know. But my Off Tap Live channel, which you guys are here watching right now, this channel here is, or you're listening to it, I forgot this is a podcast as well, then you would know that I do the daily on the Off Tap Live channel. And for the most part, also my Faith Chase channel is daily as well. So my other 3 channels though, there's no method to the madness really. I'm just going with the flow, and that also goes with the content. But I am doing a lot of rock, and here's the big news that you guys weren't expecting. I am also going to be throwing in a lot of country stuff as well into the mix on some of these channels. So I'm thinking, now I had requests for some Dixie Chicks. Shout out to Barbara, she wanted to hear some Dixie Chicks. And so we're going to do a Dixie Chicks reaction on my Chosen Effect channel. And that is going to happen very soon. That might happen within the next 24 hours. I'd like to see some more of you guys go over there and subscribe to the channel first before I drop that. So it's more fun, you know, when you've got more people watching it. So if you haven't already, this is the 5 channels. You need to be subscribed to these 5 channels because these 5 channels are where tons of reactions, rock, tons of rock, tons of rock, tons of rock. And we're talking all kinds of rock, like, you know, AC/DC. I've already done some AC/DC. We're doing Led Zeppelin. We're doing all kinds of goodies, guys, outside of Queen on these other channels. So you need to make sure you subscribe to these 5 channels because I'm going to be throwing goodies across the lot of them, okay? Now, as far as Off Tap Life goes, we're going to be on that Queen grind for at least the next year. That's what I think. So, but make sure you're subscribed to all 5 channels. The links are in the description. That needs to be the Chosen Effect channel, the Beats Fried Up channel, the Cross Effects channel, the Faith Chase channel, and of course the Off Tap Life channel. So make sure you subscribe to all those. You won't miss out on any reactions, okay? Because I'm telling you, we're stepping it up. Like just the dopest, greatest freaking songs. And let me tell you why I'm so excited right now. Besides, there's 2 main reasons. And I've told this to my Patreons already. See, my Patreons, they already got this message. They got the inside scoop first. So if you're not on the Patreon, you might want to join because, yeah, Patreons kind of get a couple extra things to find out before everyone else. I got to give them some special privileges to be a Patreon, right? So here's the thing, guys. I am so excited because, guys, let me tell you right now. Number 1 is because of all of you. Okay? Number 1 is because of all of you. The love, the support, the caring, the freaking just, there's so much amazing. I can't even find the words, guys, but you guys have been incredible through this vertical thing. You guys have just given me so much advice and tips and shared your own stories and experiences with it and so many things. And I feel so just completely grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. So thank you so much. It's that inspires me and motivates me to continue, because also the coolest thing is when you guys tell me that you can't wait to get home because you want to check out the next episode or you know, the next upload, or you can't wait till the morning to wake up and see what I've dropped. Things like that just really moves me, touches my heart, makes me super happy, excited. So thank you for that as well. And the other number 2 reason is because, like I said earlier, the world is not spinning around right now, and that always makes me feel good when, you know, I feel like I'm not going to fall over and tumble. All right, so let's get into this right now. Now that I got all the juicy bits out the way. By the way, if you guys are in podcast land and you haven't gone to my YouTube, make sure you go to the YouTube, check out the YouTube, because the YouTube channels is where it's all happening. But hey, we're showing you love on podcast land now. So, you know, tune in. If that's your way you like to roll, then you do the podcast thing. But every once in a while, come say hi to us on YouTube. All right, let's get into this. Dragon Attack. Dragon Attack, Queen. Official freaking Dragon Attack lyric video. The first one we did. This is where we're going to take some comments from now. I've already seen some juicy bits, some things I did not know. And I bet some of you guys didn't know either. But it's not likely if you're a avid Queen fan like a lot of you are. So this first one here, I've seen that's really like, oh, okay, that's very interesting. They wrote, and this is from Betty Baby 63. She goes, I'm assuming it's a she, but Betty these days could be either or. You can't judge, but we're just gonna if I say she and it's not she, don't take it personally. And if there's an instance where I say he and it's not he, don't take it personally. Just go with the flow. I don't know. I can't tell from YouTube. Just don't know. Sometimes the pictures aren't even the real person. It could be someone else. Their boyfriend, girlfriend, child. Who knows? secret lover, you know, person you admire? Because I'm pretty sure I've seen Trump's picture a few times, and I'm pretty sure it's not Trump. I'm just saying, if it is, hey, Mr. President, what's up? Thank you and welcome to the podcast / vlog, YouTube. I don't know what to even call this really. Welcome back to the show. That's probably a better way to put it. Welcome back to the show, the Queen Show. All right, here we go. She said, this evolved from a jam session. Take me back to the shack. Reference a local Munich bar where the band and crew hung out a lot. This was a time when all of them partied a great deal. Now, that is very interesting. That is very interesting. And I think that's pretty cool because I'm thinking about Munich. Now, I actually, for you guys who don't know, I lived in Germany for a minute, and Germany is a really beautiful country. I've been to Munich, so I could picture them in this little cool, groovy Munich bar, you know, and you know, they're having this little just powwow session, and they came up with this great idea, and yeah, that's pretty cool. Take me back to the shack. References a local Munich bar. So thank you for sharing that bit of information that I didn't know. And I think maybe some of you didn't know that one. Come on, surely not all of you knew that one. That's kind of seems like a tricky one, but I don't know. Queen fans, I guess you might know. All right, so especially if you've been a fan for a long time, I guess you'd know everything because you're a fan. So, all right, now this is another really cool one. This is from Gareth Thomas. Shout out to Gareth Thomas. For the record, this song is attributed as a Brian May composition. Though you may see how this was a jam, I say that bass line is all DC and the drums are all Raj. So, this song is attributed as a Brian May composition. Yeah, that's a little bit of information there. I'd say this bass line is all DC and drums are all Raj, for the record. So this is what he shared. And I can definitely see how this was a jam. This song freaking just really goes off. I listened to 3 different versions of this song, and each version I just kept going, wow, 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 wow. It just kept raising the bar. And I mean, that's a shout out to Queen. I mean, you know, they just start at perfect, and then they just go from there. Meanwhile, a lot of other people start from meh, meh, and they go from there. They start at already the bar raised at a high level. So yeah, I totally get it. Okay, here we go. Sawyer Wood. Shout out to Sawyer. Sawyer is also a Patreon. Thank you. I love you. Appreciate you. And Sawyer said, there are only 2 things you can consistently expect from Queen. 1 is greatness. 2, the unexpected. If you were surprised by their funk in this song, and by, well, everything about Bicycle Race, you'll really be stunned by songs like Seaside Rendezvous and Keep Passing the Open Windows. Freddie and Co. have included everything from ragtime to opera to jazz to soul and more into their sound at one point or another. So you'll have plenty to surprise and excite you in the future. So, oh, and he gave a little shout out to the Queen Show. He says, looking forward to the Queen Show and the live version, 10 out of 10. Recommend the Montreal one for a hard-hitting Roger drum action and for some very growly, great Freddie vocals. So that is very interesting, and I'm starting to see that they're infusing all these other music genres into what they're doing, which I think is totally cool because it shows them that they're not a one-dimensional type of band. You know, some people are just one-dimensional. They only can do one thing well. You know what I mean? And then they can't really make their sound that much bigger because they're just here in this little thing. But Queen, meanwhile, they take a little bit of this. I'm going to take a little of that. Oh, can I get 2 of those, please? Let's take a couple of those. I'm going to take a little of this and that, mix it all together, and pow, you got something super cool, super unique, original, soulful, awesome funk, like mixed together, country rock, freaking, it's all happening kind of situation, you know what I mean? Opera in particular, I can hear that, but most in particular, thing that I say all the time that you guys know I love so much, the gospel influence. They take that gospel influence, which I've learned came from Aretha Franklin as one of Freddie's idols, which is cool to know that legends had other legends as idols. I always just think that is so cool. Also found out about the Michael Jackson and Freddie connection lately, which I also think is pretty cool. So this is really freaking awesome when you see that, because it reminds you that they had legends, that they had their own idols and things too. And that influence is pretty obvious in, you know, some of these songs, like that gospel influence. It's definitely there. That Aretha Franklin influence is definitely there. I hear Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, and I hear dun, 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 I hear that kind of like the beat sounds very similar to me in Another One Bites the Dust with Billie Jean. I kind of heard that. After the fact, I go, yeah, 1 and 1 plus 2. Someone in the comments also recognized that and said something similar. So great minds think alike. All right, let's move on. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see, any little juicy bits. Let's see if there's any juicy bits. So yeah, so this is someone else. I'm weak for Deaky. Also saying in here, get ready for some funk in the mix. Brian May wrote it, so that's interesting to know. Brian May wrote this, but you can tell he was thinking of John Deacon's bass abilities when creating it. So yeah, so maybe when Brian wrote this, he was definitely thinking, okay, how can I get you know, John's super dope bass skills to kind of be highlighted in the mix of the song and stuff when he wrote it, and kind of showcase it a little bit. I like how everyone in the band has that ability to shine, to do great things, to really just take it to another level, each in their own merit. They had the goods. And that is so cool. You guys have heard me say this before. It's such a rare thing to have a whole band who were just freaking master musicians. Did I say musicians? I felt like that almost sounded like magicians, but they probably cool too who do a couple tricks or whatever. But yeah, musicians, and they were, you know, well, I found out that 3 out of 4 of them were singers. So one of them did not sing. I think you guys said that was Brian, but I could be wrong. So if I'm wrong, apologies. But let's see what else we got here. Lots of songs for me to react to, and let's see what else we got here. Love the songs, more proof. The quiz created that John. Oh, okay. So someone else making a note of the actual, just the bass line. It seems to be something that everyone is kind of mentioning a bit. And this is from Arwen Odinson, who Arwen, I think actually is also a Patreon. Thank you for being a Patreon. It says, I love this song. This song is more proof that John Deacon, the bass player, was Queen's secret weapon. His bass line is on point and is a great focus of this song. The bass is usually in the background, but when Queen puts it in the spotlight, magic seems to happen. Wow, I like that comment. I like how you spit that. And it's so, there's definitely something about that, John's ability with the bass, and it's kind of like regarded like the secret weapon. Like, I like how that was phrased. Shout out to Arwen for that comment. Let's keep moving on, and let's just see if there's any other juicy bits on this one. Because there's so many comments, guys. So I've come to realize after the last episode that I can't possibly go through and read every single comment. Even though I'd love to, it just is not physically good. It will be a 10-hour show. And that's how many comments there are on, especially with 3 different versions of this now. So I'm just trying to find things that I think might be a little bit of an interesting comment with some juicy bits, or something that is interesting or different that we haven't heard yet, or something that isn't just asking for requests. Because, yeah, I'm trying to make this like a show where it's interesting. I gotta have some juicy stuff. Let's see here. Okay, just moving right here. Someone else saying, so is that a thing? Was John Deacon underrated as a bassist? Like, did he not get the love that he really deserved? And is this why everyone is kind of commenting a lot about his ability or something? Because Valerie Lansford, thank you, Valerie, left this comment and said, John Deacon is so highly underrated as a bassist. This man has killer skills. So is that the thing? Did he kind of get lost in the limelight of Freddie and Roger or something? Was there something like that going on, guys? Or, you know, I'd love to know. Like, it just seems like, yeah, it seems like a bit of a thing, I guess. I'm sure you guys will let me know what the deal is with that. But let me know in the comments. Was there something there? You know, I don't know. So let's move on and keep on moving on here and see what else we have. Okay, now watch it. Someone else talking about, there's a lot of people talking about the bass in this. So there's definitely, okay, here's another juicy bit. But yeah, something about John. Let me know in the comments, guys. I feel like I'm missing something. You know, if he wasn't loved enough compared to everyone else. I guess, you know, if you listen to the whole body of music, did he not get a chance to showcase often his ability? I don't know. Let me know. All right, so we've got a comment here from your YVR Kid. So I don't know what the YVR stands for, but YVR Kid, shout out to you. It says, another Brian May masterpiece. Mac is a reference to their producer, Reinhold Mack, who they worked with for the time on the game. Okay, so that is interesting to know what that Mac is a reference to. And then he also, or she, could be a she, Shack is a reference to their favorite rock club, the Sugar Shack in Munich. So we've got a name for the club, and that was also their favorite club, the Sugar Shack in Munich. Okay, I like that name. That is a really cool name. Live, they totally rock out. Love your air drumming. Love my air drumming. I pride myself in my air drumming and my air guitar. If you guys have not seen it, it is something you need to see. So you guys on podcast land, if you've never seen it, yeah, I play a mean drum, air drum. And then also the air guitar, I really get into it. So yeah, that's one of my secret. That's my secret weapon. I was freaking air guitarist and an air drummer. Do those really well. But thank you for the compliment. That I appreciate that. And yeah, that is a great comment. So thank you for that one. And let's see. Oh, okay. Here's a little interesting little tidbit, which sounds pretty cool. So Sharon Halliday, I'm gonna say Holiday, I'm thinking Halliday. If I said your name wrong, I apologize. But it says, when you watch this live, they were known for their light show that was coordinated with the music. When he says, take me to the room where the reds are red, the lights go red. Same with when he sings green, the lights go green. The perfection of the details was very important to Freddie especially. When they talk about getting ready for a show, they spend days getting the lighting right and multiple sound checks with delays. So the sound wasn't to be distorted for the audience regardless of where they were seated. It all added up to a great performance. Wow. Okay, and she also put a link there. It says the above link is a good interview where Brian does a short explanation of the song off the different albums. Good information. So we will definitely start going and doing some of these documentaries and things like that. And that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to going over that stuff with you guys. And shout out to Sharon. This is really cool information. And guys, like, look, as a performer myself, that is definitely something really cool when you have that interaction with the lighting, the music, everything is just working in effect with the show. So suddenly, like, bright lights here, bam! You know, when the hit hits and suddenly everything gets bright, wow! you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, it is really cool when you've got that and things are on the beat and things like that. And not just even in live performances, but if you've been to someone who's gone to nightclubs and stuff, you'll also notice, we used to have, when I was DJing as well, you have someone who's on the lighting. Sometimes you'd have to be doing the lighting yourself as well. And you know, when you try to make it so that it just at a certain drop, everything goes dark and then goes and then bright lights, and having everything work in conjunction is definitely a way to enhance the show. And I like that Queen had that attention to detail, because when you have that extra little detail, that little bit of attention, it takes it to the next level, and it's super cool, super dope. And one of the reasons why Queen will always be the bar and known to many, many people worldwide as the greatest band of all time. Argumentatively speaking, because there's the Led Zeppelin crew out there who are saying Led's the best. I'm hearing them now chanting Led, 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 Zep, Zep, Zep. And so, you know, everyone has their preference. I think those two bands, it's hard to say aren't up there at the top of the list, you know. But then again, there's people out there who will say that some of these other bands like Aerosmith and all these other bands, you know, everyone's got their fans. So who knows, right? Who knows? Who knows? Also the Beatles. There's people out there who think the Beatles were the greatest as well. Like, I just hit my elbow again. I might have to do a Beatles reaction as well. I think doing a few Beatles songs might be cool. Elvis Presley as well. Some of these classic songs from the past. I think a lot of people would appreciate some of the music from eras past from these type of groups as well, you know. I think they're more of your 60s and 70s type of thing, I think. Not even 70s, maybe more 60s, huh? 50s, 60s or something. I'm not sure. 60s maybe, yeah. Beach Boys, that kind of thing, that vibe. So let me know in the comments if you guys want to hear some of that kind of stuff as well. We've got 5 channels to choose from. Hey! So guys, let me know, but make sure you subscribe to all the channels because we're having fun. We're raising the bar. We're getting crazy with it. Now, this is a perfect place to take a quick break and pause this because we've just gone through 30 minutes already. I can't believe how quickly time passes. Now, in the future, I might get lucky and have a sponsor and it'll be like, this is the perfect time for a word from our sponsor. And yeah, I don't have one, so yeah. If you want to be a sponsor. Anyways, I'll be back in a second. And we're back. What's up? Okay, guys, so that was like not even leaving at all, right? You guys didn't even realize I was gone. That was just so quick. Okay, so we're back. I think now would be a good time to go ahead and move on to another one of these 3 versions since we've kind of spent a bit of time on this one. And let's see if we can find any other juicy bits on one of the other songs. The other 3 versions. So we've done 3 versions. In case you guys missed, we did 3 versions of this. So let's go see if on the Montreal version or also that other version we did, which was Milton Keynes Bowl. So we'll just go in order that we did it. We'll just have a little quick look in here.
The content on this channel has been created for adults. If you're not at least 13 years of age...
You guys love my little warning there, don't you? I have so many people go, 13 is not an adult. And they're like totally missing the fun in what I said. But yeah, I apologize for my questionable humor. You know, but it is a good warning. I think it's important that we try to keep, you know, people who are not of age yet from listening to content that may turn out to be questionable. Because I've seen Queen and yeah, you know, they had naked people on bicycles last week. So, yeah, you know, I think we might want to keep this warning up. Just a thought. Just a thought. So this one here is live at Milton Keynes Bowl, and we had some comments on here. This is very interesting here. So it's Betty Baby 63. It's just right at the top here. So I'm just gonna read this out. Go pretty boy, go. Freddie was always busting Roger's chops. This version is missing the call and response with the audience. Okay, you should glance at the length of the videos you choose. If you see one that seems a little longer, choose that one. This is a great performance though. Brian breaks a string and the band adapts like the pros they are. And we got extended deaky. And yes, Freddie is very flexible. I'm gonna leave the link, and she left a link for me and stuff like that. But yeah, that's very interesting, and that is a really important thing when you're performing live. And if you have a wardrobe malfunction with your instruments, you know, like something goes wrong, string breaks, things like that happen, the show has to go on, and you have to be able to play it off and just keep going and pretend like everything is Gucci. And you know, if you can't do that, you know, then people will know that something happened. But if you can play it off just right, they're not the wiser. So I definitely like that. And it's kind of interesting, you know, that Freddie was always busting Roger's chops. Sounds like they had a really fun relationship. And, you know, from what I know, like you guys are telling me how Roger vocally was on par with Freddie, like in terms of his octave range and things like that, and his ability. It's really cool. Like they might have had some kind of fun little, you know, competitive rivalry even, you know, it's something, I don't know, but that's really cool that they can joke around like that, you know. Someone else mentioning the Shack in the Song was a nightclub that they all liked in Munich. That was Joanne Darley. Thank you for that. Someone else talking about Brian snapping the guitar string before his solo. You can see him going to the side, grab another guitar while Freddie improvised until he came in with his solo. They even told me at the time that happens at 9 minutes 21 seconds. Thank you, Deborah Santingello, for that. I appreciate the comments, guys. So many comments out here, so much information. Someone telling me, I wish that I had reacted to the Montreal version. Well, I delivered. I did that. And that's here, though. And that was from Leah. She said, it's missing the build-up with the crowd. That show had the most awesome vibe. This video is a combo version of 2 songs. Okay, she goes, however, I love your reaction. Hopefully you feel better soon. Thank you, Leah. And yeah, so this is a combo version of 2 songs. So that's interesting. I didn't know that. So that's little bits of information that are just floating through the comments here. Let's see, there's so many comments. There's a lot of love in these comments here. Thank you guys as well as I'm reading through this. There's so many well wishes and things, and thank you so much for that. Okay, here's just a little fun one here from Marnie Fritz. And Marnie says, live and on stage, especially with this song, Freddie Mercury is like a well-rehearsed professional dancer. His stage presence is beyond the stars. I don't think there's another, or he's gonna say, I don't think there's anyone better at connecting with an audience, even if you're not seeing it live. That is such a true comment, and I really, really agree with that comment. That is just facts right there, guys. Let's see what else we got here. Thank you for that comment, by the way, Marnie. More people saying, Bobby Lee saying, yeah, you got to check out his moves in the Montreal version. It's even better. Everyone is saying that. Thank you for that, Bobby Lee. She said, actually, I'm going to read this because it's kind of fun. She goes, you should consider doing the Montreal version if you like his moves. It's much better than this one. However, one might want to have a cigarette handy. So there we go. Just like, and you guys, it was funny, and I'm watching when we're, especially in particular when we're doing a premiere, and I'm in the live chat, and I like a bunch of you be like, ooh, you know, checking Freddie out and his moves is like, hey, look at him from behind, and someone said, look at him from the front. So yeah, he was a very attractive guy and very flexible and freaking just had the moves. He had the whole kind of package. Definitely had the freaking rock star freaking gift just from birth, obviously. So some people are born rock stars. He just was one of those people, I think, who was born and meant to be freaking the front man and the freaking star of the show, you know. I think that's just the thing. So Let's keep moving here and see if there's anything else we might want to squeeze out of this one really quick. Okay, so this is a good one. This is very interesting. This is from MMA Lonium. So, I might spell M Malonium. MMALONEYM. I know who you are. I see you always in the comments. Shout out to you. I appreciate, love you. And so if I'm saying your name wrong, I totally apologize. But this is what she had to say. Their manager during 1975 said that he went to Freddie's house and the headboard of the bed was a piano. He said Freddie was totally double jointed and he would wake up in the middle of the night with an idea for a song and lay in bed playing the piano backwards. Whoa. Holy crap, that is crazy. That is the craziest thing. Can you guys even picture that? Is that like totally mind-boggling? So, also John Deegan, bass guitar, stated that Dragon Attack was his favorite song. And again, I've been told the live in Montreal is a better version. You should do that one, which we've done. But that is wow, what a piece of information. So, he had a headboard of his bed that was a piano, which is totally freaking cool. Like, how custom can you get with that? Like, hello, that is freaking awesome. And then Freddie was totally double jointed. And he would wake up in the middle of the night with an idea for a song and lay in bed playing the piano backwards. Playing the piano backwards, guys. He'd have an idea for his song and playing the piano backwards. Mind blown. I think that is probably the craziest, coolest, freaking amazing thing I've freaking heard. That is, wow. Wow, 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 wow. And if you guys haven't heard that Amazing Grace song that Freddie plays the piano on that I reacted to like a few days ago, go check that out. That shows how good he was. He was really good. So yeah, wow. Okay, that's interesting. Thank you for that comment. That is really super cool. Let's move on. This is a little bit of information as well. Mark Banner says, not sure if you know this, but Mr. Brian May is a self-taught guitarist. What a legend, queen of the best, the ultimate. So that is also a really cool thing. You know, being a self-taught anything is really cool and testament to having that will and that desire to want to not only learn something, but to master it, to be at the top of your field with it. And that is definitely the case with Brian. So that is interesting. Being self-taught is amazing. That's how I am. I'm one of those people who like to just teach myself and pick up things. I've never been one to really get into like having a teacher teach me that stuff. I have a scary story. Once I played the piano and stuff by ear myself, and I grew up in the gospel church, and that's where I was playing and learned all a lot of stuff. La 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 la. Anyways, the one time that my mom, did try to get me piano lessons. I remember my parents, so they tried to get me piano lessons, and I went to this lady's house who, when I look back at it and I think about it, I go, wow. I can't believe that I even went inside the house, because I could have swore that house was haunted. It looked like an old haunted mansion, and the lady was lovely and beautiful, but when you're a little kid, you kind of think, oh my gosh, am I in a haunted house kind of situation? And so anyways, I think I went to maybe 2 lessons tops. The only thing I learned was a cow eats grass, which is abbreviation. That's all I remember from that whole thing. And yeah, so I, to this day, played by ear. And yeah, I just, again, yeah, haunted house story kind of kept me from learning to be a much better piano player. I could have been freaking awesome reading notes and blah, 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 but yeah, that's what happened. Haunted house story. So anyways, thought I would share that. But yeah, learning by ear, being self-taught is a huge thing and pretty cool. And there's so many resources these days where you can learn on your own doing stuff as well, you know, thanks to YouTube in particular. There's lots of tutorials on anything that you want to learn. You could learn how to freaking fly a spaceship. You probably could on YouTube. So, if it's, or Google, which they're both the same company. So, yeah, there's information to learn anything you want in the world through those two places. If you got the internet, you can learn to do whatever you want. That's what I believe. So, let's move on. Rumors you want? Oh, someone's getting freaking a little bit here juicy now. So we got Carlos Rodriguez von Samosa de Aquas. Thank you, Carlos. Carlos wrote this. Rumors you want? There was a lot of talk at the time that Freddie might be gay. I don't know how much truth you can attach to them, but there you go. I don't even know what to say. Was he joking? Is this really a rumor? This is fact. Like, everyone knows this, right? Wait, hold on. Is he having a go at me? Is this... Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me reread this. I might be missing this. Hold on. Rumors you want? ? There was a lot of talk at the time that Freddie might be gay. I don't know how much truth you can attach to them, but there you go. So was there a point in time that everyone not thought Freddie was gay? Was there a time where he was in the closet still? I assume everyone has that period of time where they were in the closet. And yeah, so I'm guessing he's saying at that point in time, it was rumored that he might be gay, and that didn't come out until later, but that was maybe during the Dragon Attack period of this performance when they actually first kind of started that thought process or something. I don't know, but shout out to you, Carlos, anyways. I appreciate the comment, and yeah, I think we all figured out after a while that Freddie was gay. It kind of came out in the light anyways. So, but if that was the first time they started talking about it, that's pretty interesting. So thank you for sharing. I think we need to move on to the last one before we run out of time here. We're going to have to be bringing this puppy home really soon because, yeah, you know, I'm trying to keep this at a kind of a steady, regular, consistent time that we do this. So let's quickly just go over to the Montreal one, and let's see if you guys left any interesting comments there on that one. This only dropped 12 hours ago, and yeah, not my most energetic performance. I apologize again for freaking spinning around action happening, keeping me from being able to literally spin around like I like to do. So let's see if there's anything here. Everyone is saying how this is the better version. So there's a lot of that talk here. Here's Angela Spears making a reference about MJ and Freddie have two songs, State of Shock and There Must Be More to Life Than This together. So I'm looking forward to checking those out very soon. Thank you for that comment. Let's see, what else can we get here? A lot of this one is a lot of people saying well wishes to me. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for the love. It means the world to me. This one is from Janet. Janet R. fan. Janet Junior fan? Janet R. fan. Shout out to you, Janet. I've seen you a million times on here, so I know you're one of our regular fans. I appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the channel in this comment. And so Janet wrote, there was only a recording of Michael and Freddie. Freddie left the audio at one point because Michael brought in a llama. Oh yeah, that's that interesting thing I heard. Yeah. So Michael brought in a llama, and he was disgusted. But this is the best compilation of song. There's a link, and then Michael convinced Queen to release Another One Bites the Dust as a single, and it went #1 in America. Notice the similarities in some of the bass beats in Billie Jean several years later. Queen was definitely an influence on MJ. Yeah, so that must be where I read that one, because I did reply back to that. And but that is interesting that so Michael brought in a llama, which you could picture Michael Jackson coming in with a llama into the studio. Mind blown. Those llamas, aren't those llamas the ones that spit at you as well? Aren't those animals that spit at you? Man, I would have been freaking like, yo, what you doing, MJ? I would have been like, come on. Can't we have life without a freaking spitting animal in the studio? So I would have been like that too. I could totally understand why Freddie would have left the studio and been freaked out. Freaking a spitting animal in the freaking studio. It might not. I'm pretty sure llamas spit. I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me. And lots of love here. Thank you so much. Lots of love here. Lots of love. Lots of love. Lots of love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of love. Thank you guys for all the love again. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. And we're going to end it on this comment here. Just because it's just positive. And for Freddie here. And it's again from, it happens again be from, I don't know, just luckily I've just managed to bump into these same ones again. There's no method to my madness, guys. I'm not picking people by favorite. It's just my eyes were caught by this one. And it's actually literally the last comment listed here. So I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, we'll go with this one. Because all the other ones were really tons of everyone just wishing me a lot of love and well wishes. And I really appreciate that so much. But this one here, and I want to read this. This is someone's tip for the vertigo that I thought is pretty interesting, just in case you suffer from this as well. Binkle Bonks, so BINKLEBONKNZ wrote, get yourself some Manuka honey. Higher UMF number on it, the better. It's got a natural antibiotic in it. Hope you feel better soon. I actually thought that was really interesting because a lot of people, if you're looking for natural ways to help with your, whatever you're going through, and you need a natural antibiotic. I did not know that about Manuka honey, and I think that's pretty interesting. So you guys, if you needed some, a natural antibiotic, there you go. But we're going to end this with this one, MMALONEYM. So Malonium, I'm going to go with. Again, shout out to you because I know you're one of our regulars, got much love for you. So Freddie was a one-of-a-kind. Freddie was a one-of-a-kind. Doubtful anyone will ever be a better entertainer. That is such a positive way to end this. I want to say thank you to all of you guys because, this is so much fun going through all this together. And I want to thank each and every one of you because I see, look, there's so many familiar names through all of this. I will say this one. I'm going to end this. I'll keep going. I'll find something. There's so many comments here. And if I go through... I actually will say this one. I will say this one. We're going to end this one because this one I read earlier and I thought this was the coolest thing. This is from Labino2. And Labino2 wrote this. Said, Queen was initially called Smile. What? Their name was Smile. Guys, I think that is so cool. I love Smile. I think smiling and the smile is, you guys know, right? Sometimes a smile is the best medicine. Give someone a smile and it can change their day, literally. So, yeah, I smile as much as I can. But shout out to Labino2 for that comment because that is really interesting. I didn't know that their band was called Smile. Did you guys know that? So that's pretty interesting, I think. But anyways, we're going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching. We're about in time with our last one, so that's pretty good. I like to try to keep this consistent now that we kind of have a format, we kind of have a plan. And guys, let me know any feedback in the comments. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the show. And let me know if there's, anything else that you guys think we should add to it, or any requests or ideas or whatever. But yeah, it's supposed to be a podcast, so I am supposed to kind of just be kind of talking podcasty like, but it's just a show, right? So let's just say it's just the Queen show, and it's a great opportunity to engage with you guys, go through some of your comments and talk about Queen and learn something new and exciting about each and every song, the experience, what they were thinking, what was happening during that time frame, and other little cool quirks and information. So we're going to continue this format. Now the next song that we're going to be doing, guys, I should not tell you. I should surprise you. Do you guys want the sneak right now? Okay, I'm going to reward the people who have watched this to the very end, because I realize some of you may not have watched this to the very end, because some people, don't watch things to the end. So that just happens. Not everyone wants to watch everything to the end, but or listen, I should say, because it's a podcast. But from my experience, most podcasts go for an hour or longer. I've seen some that go for 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm not trying to go that long. We ain't going that long. We'll never go past an hour. I like to keep it around the 45-minute to the hour range. I think that's perfect. But I will say this. If you make it to the end, maybe I will reward you guys with a juicy bit like what's coming up next. So in my mind, I'm thinking about doing that song that you guys told me kind of goes hand in hand with this song. And the name eludes me right now, but I do know what I'm thinking in my head. I don't know why, I've just gone blank on it. But you guys have requested this song. A lot of you requested this, and let me just, I'll quickly tell you what it is. I'll just have one quick look here, and I'll be able to tell you exactly what it is. Since you've made it to the end of the video or the podcast, depending where you're watching it. So the name of the song that we are going to do is I Want to Break Free. You guys wanted to hear that one. So that is what's up next. We're going to do Queen, I Want to Break Free, official video. That will be the next reaction on the Queen channel. And there you go. So I think that's a cool thing. I think I will reward people who make it to the end, because then in the comments, let's make this interesting. In the comments below, if you've made it to the end, I want you to tell me in your comment that, hey, can't wait to watch I Want to Break Free on the next freaking upload or something, or somehow plug it so I know that you actually made it to the end, because I think that's pretty cool to know how many of you guys actually watched all the way to the end. I think that'd be pretty cool. So anyways, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I love you. Remember to live each moment to the fullest and keep it off tap. The Queen Show is out.